Bitcoin has just regained $24,500. Everything is looking good at the moment for crypto, and this should be a good start to August. Thank you again for the love and support on the most recent video. Seriously appreciate it. If you guys aren't subscribed, make sure you are though. Make sure also follow me on Twitter, as there'll be plenty more videos coming to do with crypto and the Hedera ecosystem, particularly with all the DEXs and dApps we're seeing go live. As we mentioned, Bitcoin is performing very strongly at the moment, and it has been for the past sort of 4 weeks or so, as we've retrenched or retaken the key $20,000 level mark. And of course, the narrative continues to play out as we've seen previously. Pretty much a recap video of 2022 so far, with all the key events, and obviously stretching further back as well into 2020 when C19 sort of was taking a lay of the land with the epidemic that we were seeing. But not only that as well, the other things we've been seeing happen across the board with spot ETFs failing, obviously the China FUD, we've now got Ukraine and Russia, lots of macroeconomic pressure on cryptocurrencies and equities alike across the globe, which has obviously been a very bad sort of storm of events for cryptocurrencies. But Bitcoin is performing quite well now, and we're seeing that take shape across the majority of altcoins in the space as well, which is really good. See here from Calio, history doesn't often repeat itself perfectly, but it often rhymes. And what we're seeing is the general move from the bottom. We reclaim those support levels, and then we look to flip those into sort of resistance levels and head back. Sorry, we flip those resistance levels back into support levels, and then we head back to the upside in these sort of cyclical events that take place. Some bullish stuff happening at the moment. Talking about the Ethereum merge, obviously covered this in the previous video, but the Ethereum merge is one of the biggest narratives of 2022. Question is how to best capture the upside. 5 Ethereum plays to get exposure to the merge. So the first being the most literal and obvious way to get exposure to the merge narrative. The merge is the first of a series of 5 major upgrades. There's several here: merge, surge, verge, purge, and splurge. So a quick breakdown of what each of those stages is doing is in this Twitter thread. I will leave this link down below. But ETH tokens will be required to stake in order to validate the network, given the shift from proof of work to proof of stake. In theory, this means that more tokens are locked, therefore reducing supply, as well as increasing demand due to the higher APR achievable through staking, which is roughly 7.5%. So I've been talking about this in plenty of videos before. There should be some alpha here available for Ethereum token holders. Another second factor comes into play when quantifying the impact of the merge. So a reduction in issuance. ETH effectively then becomes a deflationary asset once this merge takes place, and a 99% decline in energy consumption, making ETH more palatable from an institutional investment perspective. So what this effectively boils down to is we could see more capital flow into Ethereum and potentially subsequent altcoin spaces, as one of the largest, or the largest altcoin transitions from proof of work to proof of stake. Institutions then have a more palatable experience investing into Ethereum, and potentially helps them gain exposure and understanding to other layer ones across the space that are also proof of stake, e.g. things like Hedera as well. So the second here, talking about Matic or Polygon. So Polygon is a blockchain scaling platform intended to help Ethereum scale. It is essentially the Swiss Army knife of scaling solutions, implementing an array of technologies. This guy also recently did a deep dive if you want to understand how it works. I've covered Matic before on the channel, but again, the third play here being, or the third play being, is to hold some Polygon Matic for when the merge takes place, because that Swiss Army knife of features, that toolbox effectively that Polygon provides to Ethereum, will also benefit greatly as Ethereum ramps up its scale. Matic obviously offers Ethereum a unique advantage and is essential infrastructure in ETH's path to sustainability as well as scalability. A robust and thriving Ethereum ecosystem reflects well on Polygon and vice versa. Strong recent business development certainly aids Polygon's case, and obviously that goes toe to toe with the information I provided in the previous video talking about Mercedes-Benz's partnership with Polygon for AI data driven projects. Uni as well, so Uniswap is a DEX play, so Ethereum's biggest decentralized exchange, powering swaps between ERC20 assets, by far crypto's biggest DEX, executing 5 times the amount of trading volume than its nearest competitor. DEXs shouldn't be of surprise to anyone here. Of course, we're all making the play similarly on Hedera with SAUCERSWAP and the Source token. So it might be well worth picking up some of those Uni tokens if you're interested in trying to take advantage of this merge that's taking place. Uniswap obviously ranks number 2 in crypto for fees generated, ahead of BNB, Bitcoin, and others. The Uni token is used for 3 purposes: governance, the treasury, and protocol fee switches, with the treasury holding a large percentage of Uni tokens controlled by holders of governance. Uni holders earn a percentage of LP fees via the fee switch. Again, this will be similar for Source tokens on SAUCERSWAP, built on top of Hedera. As the Ethereum network accrues more users, which the upcoming upgrades should assist, then the logical assumption is that ETH's biggest DEX will be a primary beneficiary. Therefore, again, holding those tokens, similar to how Polygon could benefit greatly, Uniswap tokens could benefit as well. Fourth being Lido Finance, a liquid staking platform allowing you to retain liquidity of your assets whilst earning yield. Lido Finance is set to be one of the biggest beneficiaries of the merge. As the switch to proof of stake increases demand for staking, Lido already has 13 million ETH staked pre-merge, accounting for 31.3% of all staked Ethereum. This number is expected to increase significantly post-merge, with the Lido token itself not having optimal value accrual, but does provide token holders with governance and voting power. These votes could then distribute revenue to token holders in the future, and we'd all love to see more utility, as the Lido Finance platform itself is fantastic. And obviously DeFi Llama as well will break down other major platforms on the Ethereum chain at the moment that may benefit similarly to Lido. Number 5 being ETC, so Ethereum Classic is an Ethereum fork generated to preserve the original blockchain from Ethereum after the 2016 hack. It still supports smart contracts and dApps and will retain its proof of work consensus irrespective of the Ethereum merge. Many view ETC as a hedge against the Ethereum merge failing, as it maintains the original proof of work consensus. If the merge somehow fails, many projects would likely migrate to ETC in order to go back to that proof of work functionality that Ethereum used to have, and some may choose to. Regardless, successful merge, ETC performing well alongside the ETH ecosystem. A failed or delayed merge would see an increase in ETC speculation over the Ethereum token, and of course it's potentially a way to de-risk any plays that you do make. So the conclusion there, the 5 sort of projects will be, or 5 ways to sort of benefit from the Ethereum merge were outlined above, but also notable projects include SushiSwap, Aave, Optimism, FND, Curve Finance, and Convex Finance, as well as Compound Finance. So like I said, go on DeFi Llama and you'll be able to find more of these major protocols in this space. Of course, there may be lots of opportunity here for this Ethereum merge, but not only that, even if you don't want to sort of take a play or take a punt on what's going to be happening with Ethereum, this could be very good for institutional investment into the crypto space, as outlined previously, talking about how it becomes more palatable from an energy usage standpoint, particularly versus something like Bitcoin for institutions. So great nonetheless. 75% of retailers plan to accept cryptocurrency or stablecoin payments within the next 2 years, according to a survey conducted by Deloitte. As we said before, the writing is on the wall for a lot of this stuff. More and more companies every single day are either accepting cryptocurrencies or leveraging the technology to improve their own products, and this adoption level will continue to increase massively. XRP has just flipped Cardano to become the 6th largest cryptocurrency in the world by market value. XRP seems to be on a bit of a tear at the moment. Me personally, I still hold some way back in the day from 2017. I haven't really added to my position yet, as I'd really like to see some more progress on the case with the SEC. I think until that has really truly been finalized, there is still a lot of risk with XRP, namely with how it's going to be sort of securitized by regulatory bodies and the like. So again, performing really well at the moment, and it's obviously a fantastic project, but not something that I'm currently buying into, as I think there's more opportunity on the table with things like Hbar. ICYM, so Charles Schwab, is set to launch its first crypto-related ETF next week. So crypto fund for finance giant Charles Schwab has a lower expense ratio than many similar products issued by BlackRock and Fidelity. So again, this is great to see more exposure. And again, this further drives investment into the crypto space, particularly in the traditional equities sector. where there are literally trillions of dollars in things like pensions and funds, which will then gain exposure or have the ability to gain exposure to cryptocurrencies via exchange traded funds like this. So again, fantastic for the markets overall. Not only that, we've seen over $500 million, so $0.5 billion raised by crypto companies and funds this week. And we will continue to see this narrative drive forward as more and more investment hits the space. Q2 was a record quarter for on-demand liquidity as volume grew consistently and considerably with 9 times year-over-year growth, all for the XRP ledger. So the latest XRP markets report shows stellar levels of year-over-year growth and demand for XRP tokens. And obviously this is explaining what is happening at the moment with the price. Right, jump across to some Hedera news. One of the first things I wanted to cover, I did touch on this in a previous video, but we are getting closer to the date now for the Pandavision NFT drop. So obviously this is CryptoPanda's NFT along with Metavision, 2 very big names in the Hedera NFT community. They've been around for a little while, and I wanted to quickly play this promotional video that they've been talking about before I give more details. So as you would have seen there, Saturday, the 13th of August on Zuse.market, the Pandavision NFT drop will be going live with 1,111 sort of generated style NFT collection that you'll be able to purchase. Now, I believe the mint price is 400 HBAR, so very affordable for an NFT drop of this caliber. And not only that, there are whitelist places available via several different giveaways. I really do urge you to join the Crypto Pandas Discord server, where you'll be able to get more information on the drop as well as potentially win a whitelist, which gives you early access a day before to a selection of those NFTs with a 50 HBAR discount. Now, as I mentioned, Crypto Pandas and Metavision have been around for a little while, and this is some of the concept behind it. So there are different mints going on at the moment, and this is the type of art that we're looking at. So really sort of interesting style that they do. Both have unique styles, and they've kind of combined them together, and it does look very, very promising indeed. As I mentioned, Pandas himself, 1,800 followers over on Twitter, and they've got a thriving Discord server, been a part of several of his different sort of weekend vibe sessions. I did tweet about them before. Seriously active member of the community. And here is some of the artwork he's done in the past. Normally he features very small collections which are sort of heavily animated via things like, I guess, Cinema 4D, all sort of hand drawn and then rendered out. And they are available on Zuse Marketplace. And then obviously Metavision being the other co-creator of this collaboration with obviously his classic floppy generation. So you've got Gen 1 and Gen 2 floppies, both respectively high floor prices over on Zuse Marketplace. We can see Gen 2 here with about 5,500 HBAR floor price. So these have done very well in the past, and they've been around since the beginning. A project that I will be getting involved with, as they are very mainstay in the community. And I urge you guys to be around for that mint on Zuse. If you can get hold of a couple, you may do quite well off of that. Of course, do some more research on your own. HBAR Foundation, in the past 48 hours, Redemption DAO was formed by the refi community to help protect the DRC's peatlands and rainforests from mass deforestation in order to prevent a potential climate disaster. Through the collaboration blog effort with We Are Flow Carbon, D-Climate DAO, Refi DAOist, Filecoin Green and Proto Collabs, we hope to raise awareness on the ongoing issue in the DRC and the DAO as a means of helping to protect the rainforest from destruction. So they've effectively come together in order to buy up some land which was being auctioned off in the Republic of Congo's basin, the peatland rainforest, from mass destruction, and they're aiming, I believe, to buy up some of that. So this is a great movement from the HBAR Foundation and sort of other companies in the space as well to try and protect these rainforests. And obviously this goes hand in hand as well with that narrative of being, carbon neutral or even carbon negative and being very green and sort of eco-friendly for the planet. So that's something that I believe many people can get behind, and great to see that action from the HBAR Foundation. Some more news as well from Web23. HBAR Web23.io. Today they've just published a draft HIP to allow multiple parties to coexist and provide minting as well as managing of Web3 domains in .hbar or other HTLDs, Hedera top-level domains. They look forward to collaboration and discussion. These guys are also ramping up their alpha/beta testing at the moment. I know there are some early access to those platforms. I don't believe any of that information can be shared yet, but however, it does look very good on the face of it. And obviously we had those video teasers as well, showing how these top level domains can then be used as, say, transaction addresses. So for example, any .hbar domain, you can send HBAR directly to instead of having to type in the public facing wallet ID. And then as well, these can resolve DNS names of other websites. So you can effectively daisy chain websites together for redirection purposes. This is great functionality to see being built on top of Hedera, and I believe they will do very well, obviously similar to the Ethereum name service, the .ens or .eth domains that we've seen previously. Right, let's take a look at some wallet news, as there's been a couple of updates recently. Blade Wallet, you asked, we answered. Blade Wallet is now available on iOS. So Blade Wallet are similar to HASHPACK in terms of that they are a native Hedera wallet for things like HBAR and HTS tokens. And they are now available on iOS. So on iPhones, you should be able to find them in the App Store. Of course, be very careful about which apps you download. Unfortunately, there's been a few more scams going around recently, not only on Twitter, but also weird apps and extensions. So make sure you're downloading from a verified source. Similarly to that, exciting news from HASHPACK Wallet. The HASHPACK Android app has now been approved by Google. You can now pre-register for the public beta and be notified once it launches. We're just applying some finishing touches. So you can pre-register on Google Play. I've done this personally myself. You go into the App Store and you can basically click on pre-register, and then it says it will install the app once it is sort of finalized and launched, I guess, by the HASHPACK team themselves. And then we will finally be able to have native mobile access, at least for now, on Android devices for HASHPACK Wallet to connect with the ecosystem. And then I guess for iOS users, you could always use Blade Wallet and then connect your wallet via that as well. So some really good news there. Rounding up the video, another announcement from SAUCERSWAP Labs, another yield farm announcement. So in addition to a Source Jam yield farm, we are excited to announce a HBAR Jam yield farm available at launch with our liquidity partner, TuneFM Official. So obviously they'll be backing this. You'll be able to start earning yield in this farm as soon as they go live. We can see HASHPACK replying there, Space Jam. Yes, welcome to the Space Jam. So again, I will have tons of different videos talking about all these different sort of liquidity pools, yield farms, and sort of staking available via SAUCERSWAP Labs or the SAUCERSWAP finance platform when they go live. So make sure you are subscribed for those. You don't want to be missing them, particularly as it is normally an early bird gets the worm type of situation with these. Anyway, if you enjoyed the video, leave a like, drop a question if you've got something to say. Remember that I do have an interview booked with Stellar Labs for next week. So I'd love to hear any of your questions that you would like to know from them. And until the next one, I'll catch you then. Cheers.